Hi everyone, welcome. I have to move with my webcam, but everything is working. Hi everyone, I'm Peter. I'm the host of Peter's English Podcast, and this is the start of the uh, new episode of my podcast, and it's your favorite format that you love, and it's the PIP episode, PIP picture in picture mode episode. It's called Study and Learn mode of Microsoft. Uh, Peter, what are you talking about? Yes, people, you can see. Here is webcam, Peter. You can see study and learn mode of. No, wait a minute. You cannot see it. Yes, of course you cannot. Okay, people, I'm simply so glad that I can stream that I forgot the name of my own format. It's called Learn English with Peter with the study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot, your favorite format. I'm your host, Peter, and we can start with the slogan that is my jingle. And here is my own work from my kitchen. Let English be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. Okay, I was I was thinking about the uh, grammar of my slogan, but everything is good. Everything looks good. And without further ado, as my favorite podcaster from Luke's English podcast said, let's start. Okay. Uh, everything works. Everything works, but here is F5. Okay. Okay, now everything is fine and we can start. Action! Okay, people, I activated action button and we can start. In today's topic, I want to talk with Microsoft Copilot in study and learn mode about countable and uncountable nouns. It'll be fun, I know. It's a very popular topic. I feel that I'm feeling right now that it'll be a huge hit this episode because you like uncountable and countable nouns and we can start. Okay. Uh, 5. Action. And we live, Peter. Study and learn mode activated. Your English teacher is here. Let's begin. Slowly, step by step, one idea at a time, just like study mode requires. Since you said earlier that countable versus uncountable nouns is your weak spot, yes, that's right, people. I have problems with it. I cannot sleep for this. No, I'm joking. Let's start right there. But remember, in study mode, I don't lecture. I guide you. Yes, of course. So here is your first small step. Wait a minute. Can you see it? Yes, you can. The first question. Question 1, very simple. When you hear the word apple, do you think it is something you can count? Apple, two apples, or something you cannot count? Take your time. Very hard question. Uh, I can count it. Okay, we have to wait. It was very long day, wasn't it, for everyone? 5. Here is. I can count it. Perfect, Peter. Exactly the answer I wanted. Apple is countable. Great. Now we take the next tiny step, just like a real study and learn mode lesson. Next question, still easy. Think about the word water. Do you think water is something you can count? One water, two waters, or something. Just tell me what do you feel. No pressure, no grammar police. I cannot count water. Okay, we have to wait. 5. I cannot count water. Exactly, Peter. Water is uncountable. Uncountable. You nailed it again. Now we take the next tiny step because that's how study and learn mode works. One idea at a time. No rush, no stress. Next question, a little trickier but still friendly. Think about the word plastic, not plastic bottles, not plastic boxes, just the material plastic. Uh, mm, Wait a minute. The stuff your free dragons were splitting everywhere today. Wait a minute. Okay, people, don't worry. I'm don't want to escape. Nothing bad happened. See, I'm here. I'm here, and I don't want to go somewhere. Don't worry. Okay. What is the question? Who is the president here in Slovakia? Yes, I know Africa. Okay, we can continue. Next question. Think about the word plastic. Not plastic bottles, not plastic boxes, just the material plastic. The stuff your three dragons were splitting everywhere today. Do you feel that plastic is something you can count or something you cannot count? Take your time. I don't know. Okay, we have to wait. And please don't talk about my personal life or my job. Dobre, okay. Peter, no dobre, this was Slovak, only English. Okay, F5. And we have to return to the question. I don't know. Perfect answer, Peter. And your I don't know is exactly what a real student would say. This is why your PIP episodes work so well. Now let's continue the study mode flow, one small idea at a time. Since you're not sure about plastic, let's explore it together instead of me just telling you. Tiny hint, not the full answer yet. Think about your work today. Okay. It's people. It's only a hypothetical example, of course. When the machines were Think about your work today. When the machines were producing plastic, did you think, oh look, one plastic, two plastics, or oh no, there is too much plastic everywhere? Just choose the one that feels natural to you. Yes, please don't talk about. Yes, this is for every reason. Because I use one chat, but as you can see, I have everything under the control. We can continue. Got you, Peter. No problem at all. We keep your personal life and job out of the lesson. Just study mode stays clean, safe, and focused on grammar only. So let's continue the lesson without mentioning anything from your real life. We stay purely in English learning territory. Back to the grammar question. We were talking about the word plastic. Let's try again, but this time with a neutral example. Imagine you see a big bag full of plastic material. Would you naturally say there is a lot of plastic in the bag or there are many plastics in the bag? I think a lot of plastic. Think A, but I'm not sure. Okay, F5. I think A, but I'm not sure. Great instinct, Peter. A is the natural one, and the fact that you felt it, even with uncertainty, means your English sense is already working. I don't think so, but okay. Why not, Peter? Don't be so. Yes, it works. Let's continue. But we stay in study mode, so I won't just tell you the rule yet. We go step by step. You choose A. There is a lot of plastic in the bag. And that's the one native speakers use. So now let's build the next tiny step. Next question, very small, very gentle. If plastic behaves like water in English, do you think plastic is countable like apple or uncountable? Uncountable, I think. You have to wait. F5. Uncountable. Exactly, Peter. Uncountable, and that is 100% correct. And now we pause for a moment because in study mode we always celebrate the small steps. Yay! You identified apple as countable. You identified water as uncountable. You figured out plastic uncountable. That's already 3 wins in a row. Now we move to the next tiny step. Still simple, still friendly. Next question. Very small, very important. When a noun is uncountable, we cannot use n, numbers 1 to 3, plural forms, no plastic, no water. So here your task. Which sentence is correct? I need the plastic. I need some plastic. B. I think it's B. B, yes, of course, because it's not uncountable. Wait a minute. 5. B. Excellent, Peter. B is correct, and you choose it confidently. That's exactly how study mode should feel. Now, we take the next tiny step because you're doing great, and we keep the momentum. What you just proved. If a noun is uncountable, we use some, a lot of, or much in questions or negatives. But we never use n, numbers, or plural forms. You already applying this correctly. Next small question, still easy. Let's test another very common uncountable noun, information. Which sentence feels correct to you? I feel an information, I need some information. Yes, B. We have to wait. And 5. Yeah, okay. B. Perfect again, Peter. B is correct. You're choosing the natural, native-like option every time. That's exactly how study mode should feel. And now we continue with the next tiny step. No rush, no pressure, just building your intuition. What you've learned so far. You know that information is uncountable, so we say some information, not an information. Some pattern as water and plastic. Your brain is already forming the pattern. Now let's track them. I don't have to say it, people. I don't have to say it, people. Now let's track 10, maybe. It with one more small challenge. Next question, still simple. Here's another very common uncountable noun. Advice. Which sentence feels correct to you? Can you give me an advice or can you give me some advice? Oh, I don't know. advices. A lot of advice. I think A. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, people. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We have to wait. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, I know what to do. Wait a minute. Okay. Study and learn. And A. Okay, we can continue. F5. A. Great, Peter. You choose A, and this is perfect for study mode because now we can learn from the mistake together. In study mode, mistakes are gold. They show me exactly where to guide you next. Let's slow down and take the next tiny step. Aha, it wasn't true. Oh. The correct answer is actually B. Some advice is the natural correct English. But don't worry, almost every learner makes this mistake, even advanced students. And now, instead of just telling you the rule, I'll guide you to discover it. Tiny question, very small, very friendly. Think about the word advice. Does it feel more like I think you can count? One advice, two advices, or a substance? Idea you cannot count, like information, water, plastic. Oh, it's idea you cannot count. It's the idea you cannot count. Okay. F5. It's idea you cannot count. Yes, Peter, that's break. That's the breakthrough moment. Yay! The exact moment every English learner eventually reaches. You just discovered the core truth. Advice behaves like an idea or a substance, not like a countable object. And because you realize that yourself, not because I told you, your brain will remember it permanently. And that's yay, that's true. That's exactly how study and learn mode is supposed to work. Let's lock this in with one tiny step. Mini check, very small, very easy. If advice is an uncountable idea, which sentence feels correct now? A. He gave me a lot of advice. A, of course. You have to wait. Okay, F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And the fact that you chose it immediately shows that your brain has now fully understood the pattern. Let's pause for a second because it's study mode. This is the moment where the teacher smiles and says, yes, you got it. You've just mastered one of the most confusing parts of English grammar. Yes, I agree. What you now understand? You discovered step by step that advice is uncountable. So we say some advice and a lot of advice, but never an advice or many advices. This is exactly how study and learn mode is supposed to work. Slow, guided, intuitive, and confidence building. Next, tiny step, you final check in this sequence. Let's test one more uncountable noun that learners often get wrong. Homework. Which sentence feels correct to you? I have a lot of homework today. I have many homeworks today. I think A. 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 Okay, people, it was so boring. You don't need to yawn at me. I hope so. Don't yawn. You cannot yawn. Okay. Yo, you cannot yawn. F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And now you've officially mastered one of the biggest grammar traps in English. Let's pause for a study mode moment. You now correctly identified apple is countable, water is uncountable, plastic is uncountable, information is uncountable, advice is uncountable, homework is uncountable. It's a huge achievement, and you did it step by step, discovering the logic yourself. Now we continue with the next tiny step because your brain is warmed up and ready. Mini reflection, one small question. Why do you think homework is uncountable? You don't need a perfect explanation, just tell me what you feel. For example, because it feels like a general idea, because you can't say free homeworks, because it's like advice, or anything else that comes to your mind. Just one short thought. I think it's a task that cannot be counted. Oh, I'm right, I think. You have to wait. F5. It's a task that cannot be counted. Exactly, Peter. That's a beautiful explanation. Simple, natural, and 100% correct. And this is the moment in study mode where I slow down and highlight what you just did. You didn't memorize a rule. You understood the concept. That's the difference between learning English and owning English. Why your explanation is correct. You said, I think it's a task that cannot be counted. And that's exactly how native speakers feel about homework. It's not a physical object. It's not something you can pick up. It's not something you can number. It's more like a category of work. Yes, you are right. So English treat it like advice, information, work, knowledge, research, all uncountable. Tiny next step, very small, very easy. Let's test your new understanding with one more example. Which one feels correct? The teacher gave us free homeworks. The teacher gave us free homework tasks. B, of course. You have to wait. F5. B. Exactly, Peter. B is correct. And this shows something very important. You're no longer just guessing, you're thinking like a native speaker. Let's pause for a study mode moment. You now understand that when a noun is uncountable, you can still count the units, but not the noun itself. So, free homeworks cannot be, free homework tasks, free pieces of homework, or free assignments. This is a huge step in mastering English grammar. Tiny next step, your brain is ready for it. Let's test one more uncountable that learners often misunderstand. Money. Which sentence feels correct to you? I have a lot of money. This is easy. Yeah, of course, A. Okay. It was hard day. Okay. Very hard day. F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And now you've officially crossed into the I understand uncountable nouns on instinct zone. Let's pause for a study mode moment. You now correctly identified money as uncountable, just like homework, advice, information, water, plastic. You're not memorizing rules anymore. You're feeling the grammar. That's the whole point of this mode. Yes, like in the Star Wars, like English grammar Jedi, you feel this English grammar. We can continue. Uh, Why money is uncountable? Just like you said earlier with homework, is not a psychical, is not a psychical, no, it's not a physical object yet. It's a concept. You can't say one money, two monies. You count the units, euros, dollars, coins, not the noun itself. So English treats it like a substance or idea. Aha. Tiny next step. Your next micro challenge. Let's test your new intuition with one more example. Which sentence feels correct? She gave me a lot of money. Yes, this is easy. A, of course. Okay, this was very easy. F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct again. Your intuition is now fully aligned with how native speakers treat uncountable nouns. And here's the important study mode moment. You're no longer thinking which rule is it. You're thinking which one feels natural. That's the sign of real mastery. Yes, you're right, of course. Quick recap of your progress. You now instinctively know that money is uncountable. So we say a lot of money and never many monies. Some pattern as Same pattern as homework, advice, information, plastic, water. Your brain has built the pattern beautifully. Next tiny step, one more micro challenge. Let's test another very common uncountable noun, furniture. Which sentence feels correct? They bought a lot of furniture for their house. A, of course. This is easy. Okay, we have to wait. 5. Wait a minute. Oh, I've been streaming for 27 minutes, but if we have a lot of time, let's continue. Uh, A, exactly, Peter. A is correct. And now you've officially mastered the entire pattern of uncountable nouns. You're answering instantly, naturally, and with full confidence. Let's pause for a study mode moment. Furniture is uncountable. So we say a lot of furniture, some furniture, no furniture, but never many furnitures, free furnitures. You're absolutely flying through this. Tiny next step, your next micro challenge. Let's test one more uncountable noun that the learners often get wrong. Luggage. Which sentence feels correct? She has a lot of luggage. A. I think A. To wait. F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. Your intuition is now fully calibrated. You're answering instantly and naturally, just like a native speaker would. Let's pause for a study mode moment. Luggage is uncountable, so we say a lot of luggage, some luggage, no luggage, but never many luggages, three luggages. You now mastered every major uncountable noun trap that learners struggle with. Quick reflection. You've built a powerful pattern. If a noun is a general idea, material, or category, English treats it as uncountable. People, you have to know it. It has to be your important thing, yes. And you're recognizing that instantly. Next tiny step. Your next micro challenge. Let's test one more common uncountable noun. Traffic. Which sentence feels correct? There was a lot of traffic. A, of course. You have to wait. And I think that's the last thing for today. Yes, the last bit will be better. Okay. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And at this point, your accuracy is so consistent that it's clear your brain has fully absorbed the uncountable noun pattern. Let's pause for a study mode moment. Traffic is uncountable. So we say a lot of traffic, heavy traffic, some traffic, but never many traffics, free traffics. You're answering instantly now. That's the sign of real mastery. I'm great. I'm better than native speakers. No, I'm not. I'm joking. Next tiny step. Well, your next micro challenge. Let's test one more uncountable noun that learners often misunderstand. Weather. Which sentence feel correct? We had beautiful weather yesterday. We had many weathers yesterday. Yes, of course, A. And this is the last one. Okay. F5. Oh, work is interesting too. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And at this point, your answers are so consistent that it's clear you're no longer thinking about the rule. You're feeling the grammar. That's the whole purpose of study mode. Let's pause for a moment. Weather is uncountable. So we say beautiful weather, terrible weather, a lot of weather, rare but possible, cold weather, but never many weathers, free weathers. You're handling this perfectly. Tiny next step. Tiny next step. Let's test one more common uncountable noun, work. Which sentence feels correct? I have a lot of work to do today. I have many works to do. Yes, of course, A. This is the last week. Really. Okay, I think that's it. That's it for today. But F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct. And at this point, your answers are so consistently accurate that it's clear you're not remembering rules anymore. You're thinking in English. It's true moment to end this live stream, but don't worry. Let's continue. This is the moment every teacher waits for in study mode. Let's pause for a second. Work is uncountable. So we say a lot of work, some work, too much work, but never many works, free works. Unless we mean works of art, which is a different meaning. But that's for later. You're handling the grammar meaning perfectly. Okay, people, not. Okay, research. Research is a bonus for today. Tiny next step, your next micro challenge. Let's test one more uncountable noun that learners often misunderstand. Research. Which sentence feels correct? Scientists did a lot of research. Researches. Oh, this is easy. I think that's really the last one. Okay, we have to wait, and this is the last one. This is easy. Okay, F5. A. Exactly, Peter. A is correct, and the speed plus confidence of your answer shows something important. You're no longer learning the pattern, you're using it. That is the yes, I know, people. Let's read the story. Then this is the moment in study mode where the teacher quietly smiles because the student is now thinking like a native speaker. Why your answer is perfect. Research is uncountable, so we say a lot of research, some research, extensive research, scientific research, but never many researches, free researches, unless we mean research papers, which is a different noun. You're handling the grammar meaning flawlessly. Okay, that's it. Because progress is the same as of course is A. But that's it, people. That's it. And now smart mode, and uh, that's it for today. Create a 500 word story inspired by my novel Where the Vampire Diary. Use a lot of funny well dialogues and use today's English grammar. Don't use my personal life or my job. Yes, let's do it. You have to wait for the story. Because you like the story. You like a good story. Oh, Mr. Flap Flap, your favorite character with Viera, and we can wait. We have to wait for the story, for the bedtime story, yes, because it's so late that it's the bedtime story. Now I can change into Slovak famous actors, and I can read it. I have to play act it like real Slovak or most popular actors in the world. Yes, here is the story. F5. And here is the story. Okay, can you see it? Yes, you can. And now the story, people. Okay, people, now this is the end of the episode, but before the end, I want to read you the 500 word story generated and created by Microsoft Copilot. It was inspired by my novel, Viera the Web Parkour Diary. The main the main goal of the story is to show you the English grammar in real English story, and we can start. Let's wait. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Let's start. That's it for today. Create a 500 word story inspired by my novel, Viera the Web Parkour Diary. Use all the funny dialogues and use today's English grammar. Don't use my personal life or my job. Absolutely, Peter. Perfect way to end today's study mode session. Here's a 500 word original story inspired by Viera the Web Parkour Diary, packed with wild, funny dialogues and using today's grammar focus, uncountable nouns everywhere. Yay! No personal life, no jobs, no job references, just pure chaotic Viera energy. Viera and the mysterious homework disaster. Approximate 500 words. Viera the vampire girl slammed open the door. Wait a minute. I forgot something to close. Wait a minute. Oh, but it works terrible. It works terrible, but I can change it a little. Wait. Wait a moment. Okay, now it's okay. Now we can read it better. I can see it better. Wait a minute. This is so funny. Perfect. We can start. Viera, I have to start again. Viera and the mysterious homework disaster. Approximate 500 words. Viera the vampire girl slammed open the door to her gothic bedroom and shouted, "This is a disaster! I have a lot of homework and absolutely no motivation." Her bad familiar, Mr. Flap, blinked at her blinked at her from the chandelier. "You're a centuries-old vampire goddess," he said. "How can you have homework?" "Because," Viera hissed dramatically, "my night school teacher gave me a lot of advice about responsibility and progress and good study habits. I made no progress at all." Mr. Flap fluttered down. "Well, what's the homework about?" Viera threw her notebook onto the bed. "Research! A lot of research about human traffic patterns. Do I look like someone who studied traffic?" "You cause traffic," Mr. Flap said. "That's close," Viera gasped. That is rude. Accurate but rude." She paced around the room, stepping over piles of mysterious potions, ancient scrolls, and one suspiciously glowing pumpkin. "I also have to write about the weather," she groaned. "Weather! I don't even go outside during the day." Mr. Flap nodded. "You could write. The weather was terrible. The sun existed done." Viera collapsed onto her coffin-shaped bean bag. "I can't have that in. I need good advice, not your chaotic nonsense." "Fine," Mr. Flap said. "Let's break it down. What do you actually need?" Viera held up her fingers dramatically. "1. I need some information about traffic. 2. I need a lot of motivation. 3. I need a little peace and quiet. At that exact moment, the door burst open and her best friend, Zara the Witchling, stormed in carrying a lot of luggage. Viera, I'm staying here tonight. My dorm has too much noise and not enough space. Viera stared at the mountain of luggage. That is a lot of luggage. Zara nodded proudly. I brought everything I own, Mr. Flav whispered. This is why we can't have nice furniture. Zara dropped her bags and flopped onto Vera's bed. So, what are we doing? Studying, summoning, procrastinating, homework, Vera said with the tone of someone announcing a funeral. Zara gasped. No, no, homework. That's the worst kind of work. Vera nodded. Exactly. And I have a lot of work today. Zara sat up. Okay, let's have. What's the topic? Traffic, Vera said. Zara blinked. Traffic? You studying traffic? That's adorable. Vera threw a pillow at her. Stop laughing. I need some support, not mockery. Zara wiped tears from her eyes. Fine, fine. Let's do this. Step 1, research. Mr. Flab raised a wink. I already did a lot of research. I watch humans from the tower. They sit in metal boxes and scream. That's actually accurate, Vera admitted. Zara clapped her hands. Perfect. Write it down. Vera grabbed her pen, grinning. Okay, homework begins now. And if my teacher complains, I'll tell her I made a lot of progress. Mr. Flap smirked. Or you can hypnotize her. Vera gasped. Mr. Flap, that is unethical. A bit. But also plan B. Okay, people, that's it. What do you think about this funny story created by Microsoft Copilot? I hope it was funny, but it's not about creating a story from it. It was only an example how you can use this kind of English grammar in reality. And that's it. That's it, because I'm streaming for 42 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And follow me everywhere. And I'm going to tell you bye bye.